welcome to another empowering episode of the She Decides podcast. I'm your host, Staci Swiderski, and today I am thrilled to sit down with Marla Neufeld, a trailblazing attorney, partner at Greenspoon Marder, and founder of her firm Surrogacy and Assisted Reproductive Technology Practice Group. Marla's story is the perfect blend of personal purpose and professional power. From navigating her own infertility journey to becoming a nationally recognized voice in reproductive law, she's built a career rooted in advocacy, resilience, and success on her own terms. We talk about what it takes to lead in a niche field, the importance of women owning their narratives, and how turning personal challenges into platforms for change is the ultimate business move. This episode is for every woman who is carving her own path, because when she decides to lead with vision and strength, there's no limit to what she can create. You know who made it. Welcome, everybody, to our next episode of She Decides. I am your host, Staci Swiderski, and I am super excited to meet our wonderful guest today, Marla Neufeld, who I've had the pleasure of knowing for many, many years now through our professional work. Marla is a third-party reproductive attorney, and again, I've had the amazing pleasure to work with you through Family Source Consultants, my company, and it's just an honor to have you here today. And we get to talk about you as not just your professional side, but just, really your support to allow you to do what you do and how you've grown as such a, respected attorney in the field. So let's get started.
Thank you. Well, first of all, thank you for that really kind introduction. I also have, it's such an honor to work with you and your agency, and I'm really happy to be here. This is my first time being a guest on a non-legal kind of, reproductive related. Yeah. So I'll see if I can talk about myself.
Well, I will definitely be pulling it out of you today.
Okay.
A little bit, or whatever you're willing to share, right? Yes.
It's like a therapy session, I think.
Yes. This will be fun. And, naturally we'll talk about, reproductive work, because this is like the best of both worlds for both my passion, uplifting women, and then talking about family building. That's like my highs of all my highs. So this is my wonderful, my comfort zone. I love it. So let's get started. I have a lot of questions here for you. And again, like I don't really know this side of you as much as like the professional side. So this is going to be really like intriguing for me too. So this is going to be fun. All right. So you're ready for all my many questions. All right. So, obviously you've lived the journey yourself. And through building your family through gestational surrogacy. So what was the moment that you realized that you really wanted to turn your personal surrogacy experience into your full-fledged legal practice?
Yeah. So as you mentioned, I personally worked with a surrogate. To have my kids, I have 11-year-old twin boys. And, as anyone going through this process, it's certainly a journey. And it was many years leading up to us having to work with a surrogate. And I think just going through the process, as I was going through the process, actually, is when I decided to start this legal practice area. What's unique about me is I work at a very large law firm, mostly based in Florida, but we're a national firm. So I presented the idea to the managing partners of my firm, which was a nerve-wracking thing at the time.
Well, how long were you there before you introduced the third-party aspect of the practice?
Yeah, I've been a practicing attorney, for almost 20 years, and
do not look old enough.
Yeah, thank you. And I was at this firm since the beginning of my legal career, and I did other areas of law. I did commercial real estate, bankruptcy, land use, so pretty much no area of law anywhere close to what I'm doing now. Yeah, but nothing that had that like human component that I just love in what I'm doing now. So I was there. I was an established attorney in more of like a corporate world. And literally while my surrogate was pregnant is when I was pitching this to the firm, attending conferences, starting a business plan, and like just launching this practice area. My first client was while I was at the hospital with my surrogate, like delivering basically
Oh
like
my
that
goodness.
time. So I was really like just starting off at the beginning, while I was going through the surrogacy journey for myself.
How many other attorneys at that time were were there in pra
Oh, at my firm, Greenspoon
Yeah, at
Marder.
your firm. Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, we now are almost a 300-person law firm. And
Right.
so, but I'm the attorney that does all the reproductive work. I have staff and assistants,
Right.
but I'm still the leader and,
You are the leader and third
attorney.
party
Yeah,
there. Yes, yes. So,
exactly.
but when you pitched this idea to your firm, how
Yeah.
many at that time it was how many attorneys were there then, back then?
Yeah.
Was it
Um, we've grown a lot. I
I
mean,
was gonna say
yeah, when I was starting this, we didn't have so many national offices. Now we're in New York, California, Colorado. We didn't have, from my recollection, those offices, and maybe
yeah.
as not as many attorneys. I mean, we were still hundreds of lawyers, mostly in Florida. But my firm is named Greenspoon Marder, and I was literally pitching it to Mr. Greenspoon and Mr. Marder. So it was definitely a exciting but nerve-wracking time, and something I've never done before because I went to law school, I worked for other partners, I never started my own group within a large firm.
Right, right.
So
And so I would imagine too those lawyers, most of them were men because you said Mr. Martyr, Mr.
yes,
Greenspoon. So
they were
yes.
all men. They were all men, and the divorce attorney who's kind of in charge of the family law umbrella at the time was also a man. There were no at that time women leadership that I worked with. Although now our co-managing partner at the firm is a woman. She's awesome, and but regardless of the gender, they all were like floored by this idea and super supportive. So I was just so lucky that they were open to it and supported me in starting this.
Yeah, and such great timing too, right? I mean, as we know, the surrogacy and egg donation, I feel like it's just constantly, it's like a snowball. It just keeps growing and growing and growing. So
Yeah.
it's
And it's
been
one of those things you don't even know so many people are doing it. Like we're in the biz, so we know,
right,
but
right, right.
having going through it, you don't realize how many people actually need help with third party assistance.
Right, you really don't, you really don't. So, well, that's so see, I didn't know that. I didn't know that side of you that,
Yeah.
like, you introduced this to the firm, so that's really impressive.
Yeah. I'm
That's really
glad I did it. It was definitely a moment in time of, having the courage to, change everything that you do and, go
Oh,
for it. So
right,
it
and
was
now
really,
you've, like, really made this n your niche.
thank God.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, and back then too, were the Florida laws the same as they are now? Were they s friendly as well
Yes.
back
Well,
then?
the surrogacy laws have been the same since I started. What's changed is our abortion laws, as you know, and
Yep, yep.
con- constantly evolving, but our statutes for surrogacy were the same.
They were the same. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah.
It's so cool. All right. More questions for you. So, obviously you specialize in our field that blends deeply with personal emotion that we see every day with obviously complex legal framework.
Yeah.
How do you balance being both a counselor? I feel like sometimes, obviously as an attorney, you and a lawyer, you do kind of you feel like a counselor because you're getting to know people on such a deeper level. So
Yeah.
how do you balance that being a counselor, feeling like a counselor and a legal advisor to your
Yeah.
clients?
It's a great question. I mean, I feel like many times, although I'm not a doctor and I don't give medical advice, which is legal guidance that I say often,
You're like
I,
they always say that, right?
yes, exactly. I do feel like I act like a physician in the sense that I still have to maintain a professional manner about how I handle things, mostly to allow myself to stay focused on what I'm dealing with, to not let the emotion impact my judgment and decision making and guidance and counseling to my clients. But I am a very emotional and invested person in everyone's matter. So I absolutely am there with them and feel the highs and the lows.
Yeah.
But it's a balance and one that I have to take a little step back, but still let them know that I'm there for them, which I genuinely, truly feel that way. Like just yesterday, I put a client's transfer date on my calendar just to wish them good luck.
Right, right.
Like when I was doing land use work, I wasn't reaching out to my developers going, good luck
You didn't take
tomorrow.
that extra step.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it just wasn't that, it wasn't relevant. So I think it's
Right.
just a matter of finding the balance. But when people come to me when something's wrong or they're having a hard time, like they need me to be strong too, which is what I'm really focused on, being there for them to help as
Right.
best I can.
Yeah. So that's a really great explanation because you are listening to them and, like, if you will, counselor ears, right?
Yeah.
And then, obviously as their lawyer. So yeah, they need you to listen when they need you to listen, but they need you to be strong for them when they when they need
And
you
I
on
think,
that lawyer side.
as an attorney, I think my clients really benefit from the fact that we maintain attorney-client privilege. So surrogates or intended parents, they can talk to me about those things that they might be nervous to discuss with whoever, and that has to be maintained as confidential with me unless I have
Mhm.
permission to disclose it or um, so I think that's an important resource for my clients to have, that they know they can trust me in expressing. Like when I represent surrogates, they might not feel comfortable bringing something up that they, even to an agency or to a parent.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, that their
So
confidentiality is definitely respected and protected. So,
yeah.
yeah, I think that's definitely a positive for sure. So
Yeah.
yeah, all within your ears, you got a lot of information stored in there.
Yes, exactly.
Well, I think too, being as though you've also experienced, family building, personally, it's
Yes.
just a whole nother level of, like, really, really deeply
Yeah.
caring about your clients.
I mean, I know what that 2 week wait is like. I know what it's like to wait for the period or not get the period. Like I
Yes.
understand. I do not forget what it was like going through it personally. So I think I bring that to the table as far as trying to not be any reason for delay of someone's process, for me to try and work in a timely manner,
Yeah.
to allow things to move forward and not add to the stress of the process.
Yeah. Well, I know that you make, personally, our surrogates and our donors and our intended parents here at Family Source, they're so happy with working with you. I
Yay.
mean, we hear
Thank
so
you.
much amazing positive feedback. So whatever you're
Thank you.
doing,
Thank
keep
you.
doing it. You do
That's so
amazing.
nice. Thank
Oh,
you.
goodness.
I
Well, you're
appreciate that.
great.
Thank
Um,
you.
you're welcome.
And your team as well. They're
Oh,
always,
thank
responsive and always a joy and organized. So it's a mutual feeling.
Well, thank you, thank you. We appreciate that, and yeah, I am. Of course, I'm biased. I'm very proud of my team, and
As you should
yeah,
be.
yeah, they're
Yes.
they're they're great individuals, great people. But so off topic a little bit, or maybe not. Maybe it is somebody within our field. Who's a woman who's inspired you lately, and why?
Yeah. Um, well, there's an organization that I'm starting to become more involved with. It's called the Jewish Fertility Foundation. It's a
Seeing a lot of
nonprofit.
that.
Yeah, they're expanding. They just
Amazing.
entered the Miami market, and their CEO, her name is CEO and founder is Alana Frank. And I just am really inspired by her because she went through her own infertility journey and took that hard experience and created this organization that now provides grants and education and advocacy, for a community that also needs help building their family. So I'm really inspired by Alana and the work of the Jewish Fertility Foundation, and they're going to start doing hopefully a surrogacy grant, which I think will just continue to
That'd be
expand
amazing.
what they're trying to help with.
Yeah, anybody who starts something like that, I mean, you don't, behind you, there's not a whole lot of, financial support or,
Yeah.
so to be able to really build, something like that is just, it's enormous, and you really have to have your heart in it. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's a
And I
lot of
think
work.
Yeah, I think the heart is what really drives it for a lot of the people that do what we do. Like I know you have a personal experience. I think it really motivates to give
It's,
back as much as you can. Although, yeah,
yeah.
it's really hard work, and
But if
but
we're going to work
meaningful.
hard, yes, we might as well
You
do
gotta
something
love
that we
it.
absolutely love and we enjoy. And then there's a light at the end of the tunnel, right? So
Yeah, I
it's,
mean, I'm so thankful I found this area of law, and I
oh,
couldn't see it in the moment when I was having miscarriages and unsuccessful IVFs. Like, no way did I see the forest from the trees that it would lead to this. But I'm so
Right.
thankful it did, obviously.
Right, right, and see that light at the end of the tunnel, and
Yeah.
here you are, you've built your family, and now you're able to help so many others build their
Yeah.
families, so it's yeah, it's definitely a win-win for sure.
Agreed.
Um, so more questions for you.
Okay. Bring it
All
on.
right. Yeah, so you've been featured in, major national news outlets and even on the doctors. So
Yes.
cool. That is
Thank
really
you. Thank
neat.
you. Yeah.
Congratulations for that.
Thank you.
What's one message that you wish more people understood really when it comes to surrogacy and third party reproduction?
Yeah. So thank you for all that. I mean, the doctors was such a cool experience. Well, just a
How did
side.
you land that? How did that happen? Like, how
They just
did?
reached out to me. Their producers found me. They wanted to do a story on, there was a news story about a woman who had donated, well, it wasn't donated sperm, received sperm through intercourse.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, so it wasn't sperm donation, but talking about the legal implications that surround sperm donation and how you receive the sperm. So they reached out to me, which was really cool. It was filmed pretty like mid-pandemic, which was, done on Zoom, but my kids were home from school. So I just remember that day praying that my husband would keep them in the playroom quiet. And it was just a
And
fun
isn't it
experience.
And isn't it funny too, like when you're in a moment like that, and even when you're being interviewed or recorded or filmed, like you are still thinking that in the back of your head is
Oh,
like,
yeah.
my husband better be keeping these boys quiet.
Yes, and I don't know if he would think the same. They're just quiet. But I'm like, okay, did they have lunch? Are they going to be hungry while I'm in the interview? Okay, they're set. All right, when does like the delivery man come so the dog doesn't bark? It's like a
Oh,
million things
see,
to think about.
yes, yes, yes. So yeah, so you did it through Zoom.
Yeah, so that was in yeah. So it was talked about sperm donation. I guess what I talked about on the show and the takeaway that I learned is just how many factors go into third party assisted reproduction technology as far as the legal, the medical, the psychological, and how I talked about it's really important to discuss the legal implications before you even get started in any kind of reproductive process. So you have the knowledge and understand whatever risks there might be. Like in that sperm donation case, had that woman spoken to an attorney before having intercourse with someone and then later trying to say he was a sperm donor, I think
And then
she would have
it's too
been,
late.
she definitely would have been advised that that was not a good idea. And
Yeah.
I don't know of any state law that protects intercourse sperm donation. So that was a great example of like, talk to a lawyer at the beginning. And now that laws change so rapidly, like abortion laws and
Mhm.
immigration laws, like continue the conversation with your lawyer to understand what's relevant and what you need to know to stay on top of things before it's too
Yeah.
late.
Right, right. And it could be something that somebody thinks just makes sense to them, but it's if you're not informed of, third party and the laws around it, there's so much movement all the time.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, just, with the change of presidency, like overnight, things
Right.
changed with potentially change with birthright citizenship and abortion laws. So while a parent might be informed at the beginning of their legal process, things could change and they should know about that. So
Yeah.
it's important just to really, that was kind of like the takeaway message is like stay in good communication with a lawyer and make sure you get advised before you do anything before it's too late.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even for myself being in the industry for 2 decades now,
Yeah.
there's laws changing or information you need to stay up on that sometimes I'm like, wow, I almost like you have to educate yourself all the time. Thankfully,
Yeah.
we have amazing attorneys like you right at our fingertips,
Yeah.
but it's like sometimes you'll see it on Google or something like that, and then we have
Yeah.
to confirm it with an attorney. Is this really happening?
Yeah. And as I'm
Um,
sure you know, like our documents evolve. Like my surrogacy agreement is not the same version of when I first started. Like you have to adapt to new situations, and there's always something new to kind of pivot with and learn from.
right. I mean, my goodness, I remember several years back when we had to change all of our documents over egg donation because it was anonymous at one time, and now we changed it
Yeah.
all to closed. And that was a
Yeah.
big
Yeah.
difference,
Yeah.
in the language.
And don't even start with COVID, all the changes we had to
Oh
do,
my gosh.
and so it's like you have to adapt and stay on top of what the changes are in order to do your best job to help your clients
Yeah,
in this world.
absolutely. And it's just, yeah, it's forever evolving. That's for sure.
Yes. Yes.
And we're always hoping it's going in the positive direction, right? But sometimes
Yes.
we see, a few steps back, like with, the termination or the abortions, right?
Yeah.
When that
Right. And
happened,
then
who
we
would have ever
figure out
thought?
exactly. I mean, and it really changed quickly too. Like like as a professional, I saw it coming, but it still felt quick, you know?
Yes. It's like we prepare ourselves, for the worst, but we hope it doesn't happen. And then when it does, it's
Right.
like, well, here we are, right? And
Yeah.
um
I totally agree.
yeah, yeah. And I know we're like, I told you it's all things third party and all things Marla today.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
with that even, with when the abortion laws took place, um, so many of our intended parents, even our surrogates, they were so concerned. But then when we take a step back, right, we hope that we don't have to be in that situation. Yes, there could be something catastrophic where a termination has to happen, right? Or they
Yeah.
choose to make it happen or want it, to happen. And because, we're in the industry where people want to have children, right?
Of
So that's
course.
not
Right.
the plan. And we always hope with, the genetic testing of the embryos that hopefully the quality embryos are being implanted. But there's always that, small percentage that it may have to happen. So
Yeah,
yeah.
and that's a big part. I mean, the surrogacy agreement itself, I call it the dark part of the contract, where we hope these
Yes.
things never happen, the life support, the abortion,
Right.
other things like that, with parents dying. And unfortunately, I've seen it happen, some of these things.
Mm-hmm.
And we hope it doesn't, but we address it.
And we have to be prepared just in case, right?
Yes,
Yes.
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. So, all right. More questions for you.
Okay.
Uh, what would you say to any woman out there who is wanting to give up on her dream?
Oh, well, obviously, I would encourage anyone that has a dream to stick with it. I know it's not always so simple and straightforward to get to that point, and it might require detours, but just don't be discouraged. And I mean, I definitely had challenges starting this practice area. It's hard. It's a hard industry to get into. It can be a hard industry to find like support. So, I actually leaned to my husband a lot to kind of vent to him about things that I felt were difficult and, find that person or people that kind of help guide you and
Yeah.
continue on your path. Because it's never going to be like just, I'm going to do this and now I'm doing it.
Yeah. Now I'm doing it and just,
Yeah.
there's no issues. This is easy peasy, right? No, it's never like
Yeah.
that. It's
It
never
feels
like
like
that.
that. And what's tricky is, as you know, like on social media, it looks like everyone has their shit together,
Yes, yep. Yep.
Yes. And it's you have to kind of filter, pun intended, filter that through knowing that people are, portraying their best selves, which is great. And I post a lot on social media, but you have to kind of know that it's not always the full picture and don't let it discourage you. And this is a tangent, but that was also like with infertility. It's like hard when I was trying to have my kids, seeing people post their baby showers and baby namings and,
Oh,
their pregnancy. And it's like, well, that was my dream too. I could have, given up, and I definitely felt like giving up at times
yeah.
when I was,
Right.
went through 5 years of failed.
That was my next
Um,
question for you. How many years
yeah.
did you struggle and go
Yeah,
through
it was about
infertility?
5, and it was like the whole gamut: the Clomid, the IUI, the IVF, um, interlipid therapy.
Mm.
It basically got to the point where we just needed to try something different. The doctors would have kept trying IVF. There was no like explained reason why we couldn't get pregnant or keep a pregnancy. But we were just like, it's like, it felt insane, like to keep trying. And
Right. You're like, I need results at this point.
we
And at
just
the
wanted
same
to try
time,
something.
yeah, like what you're going through emotionally too. Like it's just
Yeah,
it gets like this
emotionally.
is no fun anymore. This is like you're setting your,
It
it's
really,
just
really wasn't. So we had frozen embryos that were like, let's try with a surrogate. Thankfully, the first transfer on the surrogate with the same embryos, mind you, that I used for multiple times, it worked first time. So
And you
Thank
transferred two, I'm assuming, because you have
We
the two boys. Or
did.
you?
We
Okay.
we transferred two, which a lot has changed, as you know, with the guidelines on putting in two. When we did it, it was like, well, maybe you shouldn't, but we'll do it. Now, a lot of doctors don't put in
Well,
two, but that's a
gosh,
whole nother.
that was what we
Well, that
over
was
like
like
12 years
12.
ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah,
So
I mean,
that could be a whole nother podcast for
that could be a whole nother podcast,
yeah,
right?
double
For
embryo
sure.
transfers and but thankfully, and I remember like when my surrogate called me to let me know, like when the transfer worked, I just couldn't believe it. It was just, and she was always so positive, and I so wasn't.
Right. You were just probably very reserved and like,
Yeah, it was hard
okay.
for me to like accept good news.
Yeah.
Um, but thankfully, she
Well,
wasn't that way.
was she also in Florida or is she in another
Yes.
state? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
Yep.
nice.
We're still in touch. She's amazing. So yeah, it was a great experience. I mean, the only issues we had really, in this again, another podcast, is just the risk of the twins, you
Right,
know,
right.
but
How
everything's
far did she go with the twins? How many weeks?
33 weeks.
33 weeks. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they were in the NICU for a couple weeks.
A
Thank
few
God I knew
weeks.
they were fine. It was like a feeding, till they could eat enough. And
Yeah, gain a little weight and get the swallow
exactly.
and yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and
But
eat.
we got a good education in the NICU, like how to give them a bath and,
Right,
you
right,
know,
right.
and
Well,
I
it's
got
nice
lots of
too
extra.
that they were in Florida, and so it was how
Yeah.
far was she
She
from
was
your home?
Central Florida, and I'm
Oh,
South
and
Florida.
you're South
So
Florida.
I just stayed up there, actually in one of our clients' timeshares. So it was like kind of like a Disney, like I was in like a Disney
It's
World.
like a theme.
Yeah, which felt so surreal because go outside to see like Mickey and all this other stuff, and then go to be like a new parent. It was just a funny time.
That is, yeah, I can imagine. But I mean, at least though, like it was all positive, right? It's like I'm seeing all this
Oh
Disney
yeah,
stuff, but I'm a mom now, so this is really
yes,
cool.
yeah. It was just a fun time and an interesting time. So
Wow. And doesn't it
yeah,
go by so fast? And now your boys are
yes,
11 and they are
I know.
so adorable. I see
Thank
them on
you.
your
Thank you.
socials and they're
Yeah.
so
Thank you
cute.
so much. Yeah,
Of
I'm
course.
so thankful. I can't imagine, like, just I can't imagine life without them. So,
So
yeah.
once they were born and you knew you had two healthy children, were you done at that point? You're just like,
Yeah,
we're
yes.
okay.
Yeah, we were good. I mean, just coming home with the two, we were like, "Oh my God."
Yeah, like, whoa.
Yeah,
But
it's a
what a
lot.
blessing. What a
Yeah,
blessing.
we decided that that was good for us, and yeah, that's and we got a dog during COVID, which is
There you
my
go. Yeah.
love. I love my dog.
Aw, aw,
Yeah.
so what's your dog's name?
His name is Zeke.
Zeke?
And yeah, and I was the one that didn't want the dog, of course, but now he follows me around everywhere.
And he's your
And
little shadow.
yeah,
What kind
he
of
was
dog
right.
is he?
He's a miniature schnauzer. If he walks over,
Oh,
I'll
yeah,
show him to
you have to grab him, show us.
you. Yeah,
It's
he
so
was right
cute.
here before. So
Yeah.
yeah,
He's like, "No, you're gonna talk about me, so I'm gonna walk
yes.
away."
I just started featuring him in some of my podcasts and things
Yeah.
like that. So
Oh, that's so I love the fact that you have a podcast,
thank you.
and just, really just sharing all things family building, and that's
Yeah, thank you.
yeah.
Yeah, it's called the Surrogacy Space, and you were one of my really wonderful guests.
Thank
And
you.
yeah, again, just like talking about surrogacy, third party reproduction, and not just legal, but just everything that's involved in
Everything.
the process.
Because there's so much as we know. I mean, there's
Yes. Yeah, and there's so many topics that branch off from what we do. So
Yes, and so many, amazing experts too in our space. I think we're really blessed to
yes,
have, there's such amazing, just
thank
from
you. Yeah, it's
counseling and
true.
attorneys and agencies and, fertility
Yeah,
centers, so much knowledge that we have at our fingertips. So it's so great
yeah.
that you're sharing that with the world because I'm sure you're helping
Thank
so
you.
many people with that
Thank you. Thank you.
as a
Thank you.
starting point. So
Yes.
let's get into the book that you co-authored. That's
Okay.
exciting with the
Yes.
ABA. Yeah. So what was the most surprising or eye-opening section for the readers and even like fellow lawyers?
Yeah, I was going to say the most surprising is how hard it is to write a book.
Yes, it
And you
is.
finding the time. I mean, that I remember as being like a newish mom working, trying to write the book. There's just not enough time to do it.
Because
So,
it's a priority, but then you have other
yeah.
priorities that
Yeah,
you
there's
feel
no
like,
time.
yes, there's just
I
finding
couldn't really
time.
do it during the day. And then at night, I'm
You're
exhausted.
exhausted. Yeah.
Yeah. So eventually I had to basically take 2 weeks off of work, which I couldn't do anyway. But, like I locked myself at my parents' house actually and just tried to finish it because I just couldn't get through the end of it.
Just totally
Um,
focus on it. And did you
yeah,
accomplish that in those 2 weeks? Did you?
that was like the wrap up. Yes. So
Okay.
I co-authored the book with another attorney. His background's adoption, and mine was like more surrogacy. So we wrote. He'll admit that I wrote the book, and I mean, of course, edited it and added the inappropriate jokes and stuff that I then had to take out of it. He's a very funny guy. But the book was fun to write, just really hard to do. But I'm just trying to think as far as like the lessons of the book. I mean, I think what it did, it was a consumer guide. So it wasn't too heavy on the legalese, but
So
it's
it's more
really
like
just
an
setting out,
informational.
yeah, and kind of just like setting out different best practices, which I think was just, I mean, I knew it, but I think just the readers just saw how much goes into the process, as you said, just so many different professionals that are involved, steps to take. So I think that was just a good thing to flush out, like how many things are involved, and we had interviews in it. So it was just a really fun book. It's kind of like my podcast, like in a book format.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, but it's like, I think it's harder because I'm in the process of writing a book as well. And
Oh,
it
oh,
should
so
be, yeah, thank you. Yeah.
that's
And,
cool.
and it's, I'm almost done with it, but yes, it's because you can fix it over and over and over and
Yeah,
over. And on
that's
a
true too.
podcast, we talk
Yeah,
but yeah, it's the same
exactly.
thing. You're giving information, but it's a whole nother concept, right? It's almost
And
like you
so
are,
you know about the time it takes, like just to get it
oh,
written is so hard.
it's so hard. And you try to squeeze it in. And then
Yeah.
it's almost like it's out of sight, out of mind until you jump in and you're like, I have to get through these chapters.
Yeah, and it's like you need uninterrupted blocks of time. Like it's not like an email that you can just quickly da 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 and move on. It's like you have to like get in your headspace with it.
You do. Yes. Yes. And you know that like once it's done, it's done. And you want to make sure that
Yeah,
like
it's good.
it's your voice 100% and you agree with everything. And then you are, yeah, it's a lot for sure. But that's
Do you
really,
have any, what's the sneak peek? What's your book going to be about?
really
Are
it's
you like,
about building a purpose driven business.
cool.
And so it's not yet, or this one's not going to be. I plan to write a couple more.
Oh, good for
But
you.
yeah, it's more like the behind the scenes of building a
Awesome.
purpose driven, yeah, business. So yeah, it's basically done but yeah, it's like you said, it's a lot.
Yeah, well, I can't wait to read it. So obviously let me know when it comes out.
Oh, I definitely will. I definitely will. Um, Another question for you. What's
Yes.
a small but powerful way women can support each other daily, or a big way, like on a
Hmm.
daily basis?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the concept of just reaching out to check in on someone is super powerful. I don't think it has to necessarily be like daily because it's hard to find that kind of cadence, but
Yeah.
I think just like letting someone know that you're thinking of them, and it just means a lot to kind of know someone's thinking of you and like be available.
Yeah, I agree
Be it a
with
call
that.
or a text. It's like nice to like not beyond just like a like on a social media post, like actually like kind of reach out and like see how someone's doing is
I
a really
think
nice
that
gesture.
Yeah, I think that's really great advice. And nowadays it really can't get any easier when we can just text people, right?
Yeah,
You don't have to
exactly.
even pick up the phone and call. If you want to, that's great, but you can text somebody and it's the same, yeah,
Yeah. It
same
just kind of
meaning. So
interrupts your day and you're like, oh, that's nice.
that
This
was
person's,
nice.
yeah, thinking of me. So it's just kind of like a random act of kindness,
I love
but a
that. And
meaningful one.
yeah, yeah. And I love that women, really should be, lifting each other up, supporting one another, cheering each other on. Because you see so much competition and so much
Yes,
just cattiness. And that's stuff that, I just want to remove from our lives,
that would be nice. That would be
and be
very
a
nice.
beautiful, beautiful thing. Right.
Yes,
But
well,
yeah.
that's what a wonderful thing about your podcast is you are doing that. I mean, you're lifting up a fellow women in different fields, and I think that's really cool.
Yeah, that's what I really, it makes it's a feel good thing, right? And
Yeah,
if
it's
that's how I
awesome.
can use this platform, that's what I want to do. And it's been a lot of fun and it's been really meaningful. So yeah, I think that was great advice. Just reach out and let somebody know you're thinking about them.
Yeah,
Um, And I think too, even sometimes old school, send a handwritten card, just
Oh, I love a good handwritten card. I have my wax sealer that the kids help me
oh
with. It's super fun. So
yeah.
yeah, I'm all of
Yeah.
if you can do that, that's a really nice touch.
Yeah, just the communication is key. All right. So next question I have for you.
Okay.
So how has your own experience with infertility shaped the way you advocate for clients? I know we talked about that a little bit, how you had mentioned you'll put on your calendar, the good lucks and all that, but is
Yeah.
there a mindset shift you see in people once they realize that they're not alone in the process?
Yeah, I think people definitely like the fact that I've been through it to help them feel that they're not as alone. Just the fact that I could, and I'm always comfortable to talk about my own experience, like it just gives them a little context of where things are. And like, for example, I can talk about like how my surrogate pumped breast milk for us and how we had to ship it. Like, that's just like insight that I have from going through it.
And as we
So,
know, that information is built into their contract if they plan to do that or not.
yeah, yeah,
Or
yeah,
maybe they'll change their mind
exactly.
and they will, and they didn't plan to, but they will, but they have that language in their
Right,
contract.
framework. Yeah, so I
Yeah.
think it's just a matter of just being if they want me to talk about it. I mean, some clients, and it's fine. They're not that interested in it, and that's totally fine. But
Yeah.
I'm available if they want to know about what it was like, kind of personally. I
Sure.
know when I went through this, I didn't know anyone that went through it. I reached out to a friend who I knew sister went through it, so I randomly asked if I could call the sister. It was like reaching out to like a step from who I know, and
Right, right.
that helped me. And I think that's how I can help others.
And isn't that so amazing just how it's evolved too? Like now there's
Mm.
support groups everywhere and,
Oh,
it's just
yes,
amazing.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just like didn't know about the resources, and maybe they weren't available, but I had no idea what was what when I was going through it.
Yeah, and
So
I think people weren't sharing their journeys as much as they do today.
yeah,
Now it's
yeah. I
just so much
mean,
more acceptable, I think. And not that it
yeah,
wasn't acceptable. People maybe were a little more private. I'm not sure. Or maybe,
yeah. I mean, even you can see by the celebrities that share it now. Before, you wouldn't see like heterosexual couples, famous people sharing it. Like there wasn't like a
yeah,
Kardashian example. Like we knew Elton John, but it was different. Like
that was different, right? And you
yeah,
can't
you
carry
didn't
a
see
child.
like just how many people are using, doing it. So
Right. And so open. Yeah. I
yeah.
mean, I can imagine years and years and years ago, like they would have a pretend belly bump, right? And
Yeah.
and now they're
That's
like, nope.
funny because I remember going to like a baby CPR, and we had to go around the room and say how far along we were. And, you know, I
And
looked
you're like,
like
well,
this. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, I have twins. We are, 30 weeks.
they're
And
like,
I
what?
looked, yeah. And I eventually like got into it, but it was kind of funny. Like, you have to kind of try and laugh at that stuff.
You
Although it
do.
was, yeah, it was still hard at the moment. I still had like those moments of like missing on those experiences, but
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
eye on the
It's
prize is
eye on
what I
the
had to
prize. I
do.
was going to say eye on the prize. There's,
Yeah.
yeah. And now you have your boys and it's like, you
Yeah.
wouldn't change a thing, right? Because now that they're here and
Absolutely.
they're healthy
Absolutely.
and yeah.
Yes, for sure.
Um, okay. So more into your work life balance and all of that fun
Ah,
stuff.
yes.
And I'm always one of those, and I say this
What?
all the time, is that like, the work life balance. I'm like, I don't know if there's really such a thing. I
Yeah,
think
I was
we
gonna say, what's
prioritize.
that?
Yeah. I think you just prioritize what's needed at the moment, or you
Hmm.
plan the best you can ahead and hope it goes accordingly. But sometimes you have to
Yeah.
pivot and, prioritize. But what boundaries do you set to protect your time and energy for both
Hmm.
home and work?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a few things. Not being afraid to say no for personal things, and sometimes even clients. Like there, you can sometimes when if it's not the right fit, like you sometimes just have to say no,
So true.
and you have to just like not have, which I learned about FOMO probably too recently. Everyone else knew that, but you have to kind of say no and not look back, because I think when you are first starting to say no, at least for me, it's easy to like dwell on the, oh my God, did I do the right thing? Should
Should
I?
I have?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
And kind of
Yeah.
like just how maybe like how like my husband might be more just you say no and you just like move on.
Well, it's
Don't
kind of like, what
overthink.
do they say? No is a complete sentence, right? They say that,
Yeah,
and it's okay to say
exactly.
no. No explanation
Yeah,
needed. It's like, no, sorry, can't. You don't even have
yeah.
to say sorry. You don't have to apologize. Nope, doesn't
Oh,
work.
yeah, Exactly. Like knowing when it's the right thing to do. I can't go to every play date. I can't do things during the week like some other parents can. And it's just, that's my life. So that's just what I do, what I have to do. And, boundaries, I try, although it's not perfect, is like to really schedule some rest. I have found that the power of a power nap is amazing.
Oh yeah,
um,
yes.
Although I'm not very good at it. But just even on the weekends, like just trying to find some time to rest. And like, again, it kind of ties into the saying no. Like if you don't want to take your kid to like that play date because you need some rest, like sometimes you have to do that.
Yes, you
Um,
have to, because like they say, you can't pour from an empty cup, right? So you have
yeah,
to make sure that
so
you are
true.
in, yes, that you're healthy,
Yeah, you're
mentally
just
and
like a
physically.
better everything, better mom, better a
Better
lawyer,
lawyer, but
whoever.
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
it's
yes, for
so
sure. I mean,
I've noticed how much better I am at adapting to life when I'm better rested.
and taking care of yourself, right? And I
Yes,
think that's what a
absolutely.
lot of us women struggle to do, is take care of ourselves, because we're naturally just givers, right?
Yes,
We're caregivers and we're protectors, and we
yeah,
want to make sure everybody else is happy and healthy and doing well, and then we always put ourselves last. And but
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
There's so much to think about as a woman, like, and and when you're also like a mom on top of it, it's like the food doesn't just show up. You have to like know when you're out of eggs. Like it's like a million things to
Right,
like
right.
juggle.
Right, right. Yes,
I'm
for
not
sure.
like not complaining about it. It's just logistics. So you
It's
have to,
life.
yeah, you have to figure out how to set the boundaries. Otherwise, you'll just get trampled and
Oh my
you
goodness.
know,
Yes, yes. And then you're just
yeah,
going to become so exhausted. And then, yeah,
yeah.
before you know it, you're just getting sick. You're getting, whatever it
Oh
is.
yeah.
So, yeah, we
Yeah, but it's
definitely,
not,
yeah.
again, not easy, and ties into all your other questions about not giving up on your dream. Like it's gonna feel like hard, but and it's a learning process too. Like even when I
Yes.
started this work, I didn't say no as much, you know. I didn't have that's the fine ability to like understand like the right fit of a case and things like that, and
Right, right.
knowing what's right for you.
Yeah. Like you said, especially when you're new into something, and then you're just,
Yeah,
you're absorbing it all, and you want to be everywhere, and you want to be
yeah,
known, what you do, and you want to, yeah,
yeah,
it's a lot for sure. But I think also it's important to really surround yourself around positive people that support you, in whatever anybody's trying to do.
yeah.
And that's so crucial, and kind of remove the
Yeah,
naysayers and the negativity.
totally. Yeah, I think it's like kind of like the analogy of like, or like putting on horse blinders to the other
Yeah.
stuff, you know? Because it'll be there no matter what industry or goal you're trying to set. Like, there's just going to be there will be negativity out there. And yeah, I think it's a matter of just trying to like stay focused is important.
And people who like to judge, and,
Yeah,
things like that. And you just can't let that bother you. You just have to keep being you and
yeah,
doing you.
yeah. It's hard to block that out, but it's a skill that you can like develop and get better at as your confidence grows. And
That is so
um,
true. Once your confidence grows, and but even,
yeah,
when you aren't the most confident, it's definitely, you can still try to learn to, like, ignore those, haters and the negativity and the people who are judging. Not everybody, nobody has a perfect life. I don't care who it is, right?
yeah, right,
Like you said,
right.
social media, people try to put
Yeah.
this, platform out there, that on this platform, that they're just like, everything's perfect, and
Yes.
it's not.
Right.
We know
Exactly.
that. We know
Yeah.
that.
It's true.
Um, so this moves on to my next question, and it's kind of ironic how these kind of just flow together. And
Yeah. I was gonna say
yeah,
they're very tied
yeah,
together.
yes, I love it. What's something you let go of to create more peace in your life,
Hmm. Okay.
other than
Um,
saying no? Like you say
yeah,
no, but
right.
other than
Yeah.
that, something that maybe, yeah, you've let go of.
I mean, I think it's the ability to try and delegate. I mean, because as actually something my surrogate always said, it takes teamwork to make the dream work, and
Yeah, yeah.
That is something that was and is still sometimes hard for me to like delegate responsibilities to other people. But as your responsibilities grow, it's critical to be able to trust people to do certain things, from certain tasks of work or help with the kids. I think that's just something that's helps me develop and grow and, you know,
I wholeheartedly believe in that. And that would probably be my same answer,
mm,
is delegation. It's so hard to do
yeah,
that. But once you do, it's like a
yeah,
whole new freedom, especially
yeah,
when you can delegate and you realize like, oh, wow, this person's actually doing it better than what I was,
yeah. I
like,
mean,
why
and
didn't I do
that's
that
the
a long time
pleasure.
ago?
Exactly. Yeah. It's hard to let go of the control when you're used to doing everything.
Yes.
But I think it's important and it really kind of benefits everyone. As long as, you find that you have the right people in place to help you.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I think that was a great answer.
Thank
That
you.
was great. All right. The next question I have for you.
Yes.
Um, What would you say to other women who want both a thriving career and a connected home life?
Well, I definitely think it's possible. I think all the things we've been talking about are
You're living
important ways.
proof.
Yes, important ways to make it happen. Um, I think it's important to know that, it's not all going to happen right away. So to be patient and like with the boundaries that you were saying, like, um, it's important that you figure that out and what works for you. For example, like phones and the email constantly being there, like setting those boundaries for me is really important. Like after a certain point of the night, like I'm just not on my phone. I'm like with my kids, we're at dinner, like I'm not gonna, because I could easily be on my phone responding to emails all day and all night.
I mean, we have it
And
right at our fingertips, right?
yeah, exactly. And like take a vacation when you can and when it's, works for you and like try to enjoy it. I still, and that's something I definitely learned as far as like how to disconnect. It's super hard when you go all day long and you're working, 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 and then you just try and stop.
Well,
um,
especially, for what you do. It's such a
yeah,
mental, emotional, career as
yeah.
well.
And I never fully stop because
Yeah.
I just, but there's a difference between like saying, okay, we're going to go do an activity for the next few hours. I do not need to respond. And I shouldn't be responding to emails. They won't even be coherent or, you
Right, right.
know,
Like better that
but
I don't.
yeah, but setting the time, like when we go on a trip with my kids, they know there's certain times in like the morning or, where I have to just do a little bit of something. And
Hmm.
so making that work and
Yeah.
my kids have also learned now that I work a lot from home is like it's like teaching everyone how to respect my boundaries too. I mean, of course they still come into my office but they don't really like they
And
know
they're
if I'm
getting a
on.
little older
Yeah,
now and they're starting
yeah,
to, yeah.
they know when to like not come in or open the door and like that's a good like teaching your kids how to respect what you do as well.
Right, right, yeah, and it's almost like you, yeah, this is you have to do it now, like,
Yeah,
and they're, and they're growing up with such a wonderful role model, right,
thank
for,
you.
as a parent and, and such an inspiration where, they were born through surrogacy and it has now become your full-fledged career, to help
Yeah.
others, so yeah, that's
And we
pretty,
talk about
that's
it
pretty
very
neat.
freely. I mean, it's funny because my kids have known, egg and sperm and all these
Yeah.
concepts. The other day, someone asked one of my sons, like, it was, I don't know how it even came up, but like, kind of, do you know how babies are born? And they go, there's two ways. It could be through you know what or through a doctor.
Do you know what? I
Yeah.
love it. I love it.
And
Well,
it's so funny that he knew about like the doctor concept, like,
that's
so
yeah, that's so
it was
funny.
very
And
cute.
yeah, 11 years old boys. They're like, yeah, we
Yeah.
hear our mom talking on the phone. We know what.
Right.
That's so
Exactly.
cute. Yeah.
And I try
Um,
not to like mystify it too much with them too. I think the more we talk about it, the less it becomes like really anything. It's just kind of their
It's just part
story
of
and
life. Yes. It's
yeah,
just part of their life and their story for sure. It's
exactly.
like when we go to the, ASRM, the conferences, and you get all
Hmm.
those little gadgets, little sperm
Oh,
keychains
yes,
or the,
yes.
the
Floating
magnets and all that.
sperm.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like I bring it home. They could be sitting on my counter and my kids don't
Yeah,
even, they could care less.
unfazed. Right.
Yeah,
But
not
if
phased
but if a
whatsoever at
friend
all.
comes over, it's like, oh well, they might not have the same context.
Right. It was like,
Uh,
oh my gosh, what?
yes, I remember my first floating sperm pen and going, oh, maybe I should put that away for a little bit.
with the little sperm and the eggs, and you just like,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
cute.
And now it's like just nothing else. It's like nothing else. It's like having a remote control sitting on your
Exactly. Right.
no,
No big
no
deal. Just
biggie. Yeah,
yeah,
no
exactly.
biggie at all. So all right. We are going to get into some fun rapid fire questions that
Okay.
are nothing serious, but just fun.
Okay.
This is, yeah, this is always
I'm
one of
ready.
the coolest parts because I always think that once we're at this point, I'm like, I know what she's going to say. And then when I
Right.
don't get it right, I'm like, oh, I would have thought
Is this
this. So
like a newlywed game where we hold up our
kind of.
answers?
That's
Yeah.
what we should do. Yes, right. Yeah. Right or wrong,
Yeah.
green or red. Nope. So this will be fun.
Okay.
Are we ready? There's about 7 or 8 questions. Number
Oh my.
one. Yeah. What is the first thing you'd buy if you won the lottery today?
I would buy a vacation home in a place that's not as hot as Florida.
That's so funny because a lot of people are like, I would buy a vacation home in Florida where it's nice and
Oh,
hot.
that's true.
You're
That's
like,
true.
nope, I live here. I don't need this. Yep.
Yes, somewhere the mountains, North Carolina, somewhere totally different climate.
Oh, love it. Love it. All right. If you weren't a lawyer, what would you want to be or do?
Good question. Would it be crazy if I said a doctor?
Not at
I
all.
think, yeah, I mean,
I
just
think
it's
you
so,
could have easily been a doctor.
thank you. Yeah, just something that helps people, that I can use my brain that's constantly changing. And
Like
I think I
challenging
would
you.
really, yeah, I think I would really have enjoyed that too.
That's funny. My answer, because I always think to myself, how would I answer that? Right. But it's not
Yeah.
about me, but I always think it in my mind. But mine is if I wasn't doing what I was doing, I always wanted to be an attorney. So a
Oh, that's
lawyer.
so
So
funny.
yeah,
Very
not funny.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. The third one. What's the weirdest place you've ever taken a client call?
Oh, well, I guess the parking lot of the hospital when my kids were born. Like I said, the first clients of mine,
Because
that
of
was
your
kind of,
female client.
yeah, that was a weird one and kind of like a notable one. So
Yeah,
that's the first
totally.
thing I remember sitting in the parking lot, like leaving the hospital, going, okay, I'm going to do this now.
Here we are.
So that's one of them.
And you'll always remember that one, right?
Exactly.
That's cool. All right. Here's another one. This is interesting. I think I know the answer, but I don't know.
Okay.
I think I do. What would your boys describe you as? Cool, strict, or busy?
Does it have to be one of those three?
Yeah, one of those. If you had to pick one, because you're like, I'm all three. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I was going to
Yeah.
say they would probably say strict. I'm definitely like the screen, ruler of the screens. So they don't even ask my husband if they can watch TV or play like Nintendo. They know to only ask me.
Oh, I love that.
So I would say strict with a close second to busy.
That's fun. Yeah, my guess was busy was going to be mine, and you are
Okay.
just so sweet and so just
Thank
like
you.
you're just so I like strict would have probably been my last one.
I think I hopefully think I'm like nicely strict. Like so they know that like there's rules
Well,
and
they know, yeah, they know the expectations, right? You've made them
yeah.
very clear.
Like we talk
Yeah.
about like I'm not that person's parents and we're like these are our rules and
Yep.
that's all we can do.
You're like, don't
So
cross that line, boys.
yeah, exactly. I
Don't
will
make me
lawyer
have to
you.
yell. I will lure you.
Yes.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
What does your husband do? Just out of like, this
He's
isn't
a
one of the
lawyer.
questions. I'm saying,
Yeah,
isn't he a lawyer
he's a
too?
lawyer too. We met in law school.
I
Yeah.
thought I saw that. Yeah.
And he actually does elder law, so we do like the total and different ends of the
So yeah,
spectrum. It's kind of funny.
night and day there. That is so, yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Night and day for sure.
Yes.
What would you rather do? Drafting agreements or reviewing them?
Oh, that's a tough one. I really like both. They're just so different.
Yeah.
I I can't really say rather. It's just
Yeah.
they both have kind of like really cool different parts to it. They both feel special, and I
Yeah.
truly enjoy both. Whatever comes my way of those, I'm happy to do and enjoy both.
And I
They're
think
just
each one is a little, I mean, yes, it's all the same in terms of the law per se, but
mhm.
you're dealing with different people. And then also
Yeah.
the attorney on the other end. sometimes I
That's
can imagine that
exactly.
might make a little
Yeah, that
difference.
changes it. Yes, yes. So there's layers to the answer there, but
Yeah. Okay.
I love a day where it's like kind of both. It just kind of keeps it interesting. It changes what I need to think about, and
Yeah. It keeps you fresh on your toes too, I'm sure, you know?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Especially when you're reviewing and you're like, oh, this is like a new spin on this one, you know, if you were reviewing an agreement. So,
yeah. I learn from the good and the bad agreements when I
yeah.
review. So
Yeah. All right. So we'll accept that you're good with both. Um,
yes, yes. Okay, thank you.
so the next is what's your favorite cocktail? And I'm going to give you some
Oh,
choices.
okay,
Ready? And it could be none of the above.
okay.
Red wine, white wine, vodka, or none at all.
Mm, okay. I'm not a big drinker, but I'm like a one sip red wine girl.
Okay.
I can't tolerate. I definitely don't drink like alcohol, hard alcohols. I
Yeah.
cannot. The smell for me does it. I can't.
Same
But I
here.
do
Oof.
like, yeah, yeah. I can't. I love very good red wine, but I can't drink a lot of it.
Yeah. You're like one glass here
if
and just like a sip
if
on it.
yeah, I'm very like a cheap date on drinking, but it has to be. It doesn't have to be expensive. It just has to be like good. I wouldn't if it was like not tasting good. I just wouldn't
You just
even.
wouldn't, you'd be like, yeah, nah, just kind of
No,
push it aside. I'll stick
not
with
worth
water.
the headache or the whatever. I
Yeah.
love plain La Croix. The
Mm-hmm.
blue. That's my
Mm-hmm.
favorite drink.
Is
I know
that okay? Okay.
it's so boring. I got it's such a boring lawyer
It's not,
answer, but
no,
yeah.
it's not boring.
But that's my favorite drink. Like that's my treat. I crack open a La Croix and I'm like very happy.
You're like, I'm in my happy place right now.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it. All right. We have a couple more here.
Okay.
These are fun. Your favorite guilty pleasure
Hmm.
show to binge after a long day of being a lawyer. So what do you like
I
to
like
watch?
anything done by Mindy Kaling. All her shows are so funny and I just truly enjoy watching them. Like I just finished Running Point with Kate Hudson. So funny.
I've never
Um,
seen that one.
oh, it's so good.
I
You
love
would
Kate
love.
Hudson though.
Oh, you have to watch the show. She's like girl boss. She
Oh
decides
my
perfect. Like
oh
she's
my
like
gosh, totally.
she
I've
like
been putting it on
basically
my
gets
list.
appointed as like the president of this basketball team. It's like a male dominated industry and she like breaks the glass ceiling. It's so funny. So Running
Oh my
Point, amazing show. And like
yeah, I'm
Sex
definitely
Lives of
gonna watch that.
College Girls, anything that Mindy Kaling does, I think is super funny.
Oh, that's good answer there. Now you've given me some
Yeah.
shows to watch.
Oh,
Yes,
please
yes.
watch it and let me know what you think because
I will.
it's hilarious. And I love her outfits. Everything about it's great.
I'm definitely gonna watch it. And like
Okay.
the what was Running Point? Is that what it was called?
Running Point.
Running
Hmm.
Point. And Kate Hudson's in that one. Okay, because I
Yes.
adore her. I think she's so cute.
Oh, she's so
Um,
cute. It's great.
yeah, she's great. Um, Last but not least, this is
These are
funny.
fun.
Describe your twins in one emoji each. So they each get their own emoji.
Ah. One would be, I guess, like if these are emojis, a musical note because he's
Okay, yeah,
always singing,
that's an emoji.
literally always singing, like in the shower while he's doing work, and he's always been that way.
Does he have a
Um,
good
s-
voice?
yeah, he
Yeah.
does. I mean,
I
he's
mean,
11, but
he's 11. He's
it,
11.
it's a very cute voice. He's
Aw.
just so cute, um,
What
and
does
he
he
enjoys
sing?
it.
Does he sing like
He likes
already
pop
songs?
songs.
Like so songs
Yeah,
that so he's not like making them up as he's going. He like actually
sometimes he'll like, there's a few he's kind of made up, but they're
he'll
mostly
throw his
just
own little
pop
mix in
songs.
there.
Yeah, and he makes like mashups. Like he'll just go from like Maroon 5 to One Direction
Oh,
and
that's
whatever
so
else.
cool.
Yeah, so he'll just like mash up songs all day long. And the other one I would say, if this is an emoji, it would be a paper airplane because he's always folding things and making little everything he gets, he's folding like my papers around. He makes them into airplanes. Like if I were to show you the top of our like ceilings, there's paper airplanes all over.
Oh, that's
So
so funny. And he just like
he's more of like the little engineer, like building, and he loves to make paper airplanes. So
isn't
I
that
think it's
funny
a
how they're
musical,
so different?
so different, always been that way since birth. Just different personalities. Like their core is the same,
Yeah.
but they are just so different.
Their interest, yeah. Do you remember? I remember back in school, it's made me think of it when you had mentioned your son with the paper airplanes. What was it that you would just kind of
Oh,
like, remember you would
I
just
know
like,
what you mean. A
you like,
Chinese
yes, and you would put your
fortune
hands in
teller.
it. Yes. And
Yeah,
then you would have to you would land on it and
I
then you
love
would pull it
that.
up. And yeah,
It's like who you would marry or something, right?
yes,
Like,
yes. Who would you
yeah,
marry? Or yeah, just like random questions on there. I have not thought
yeah.
about that for
No,
many, many years until you just mentioned that about your son.
I'd be curious if like I could still fold it. I remember it was like in, and then you flipped it
Yes, and
in.
then
You
you
know?
tucked in. Yeah. You should
Yeah,
probably Google it and have
yeah,
your son watch it. I bet he could put it together.
yeah. Oh,
It's probably
definitely.
like that.
He's folding everything. He just made me some paper cranes. It was very cute. So
They
yeah,
my boys used to, they still do to this day. For at a restaurant, they'll find like, my boys are adults and they still do this. Um,
yeah.
they'll make like the little triangle like footballs,
Oh
and then
yes, yes. The
they'll
flicks.
fling it and then yes, yes,
That's
and they'll
cute.
flick it and yeah, have to make a goal. Yeah.
Right.
So
That's
who's the
a good way to
goalie and who's the
entertain.
kicker? Yeah.
So how old are your kids now?
Oh goodness, they range. So my oldest he is 35 and then I
Wow.
have and then 29, then 27 and then almost 20.
Wow.
So,
Amazing.
yes, yes. So,
And still making flicker paper,
oh, yeah, yeah. Boys
footballs
will
or
be
whatever.
boys. Yes,
I'm
yes,
sure.
yes.
I'm
Yes.
seeing that.
They they don't ever grow up, I don't think, with things like that, especially if it has to do
Right.
with anything sports related.
Right, right. Yeah. And my kids are they both would be a Pokemon emoji. They both are obsessed with Pokemon. I can't believe the
Oh
amount of money
gosh.
I've decided to spend on cards for them, but
Like
I
that
do.
Pokemon Go and all that oh my
All
gosh.
of it. But
And
the
that Pokemon's been around
cards,
forever.
yeah,
Forever.
I think it's in like this resurgence because it's like these
Mhm.
cards like sell out the second they're at the store. It's like this like Beanie Babies for us or whatever was like
Yeah, I
popular,
remember. Yes, Beanie Babies. Remember Cabbage Patch Dolls
Yes,
or
Cabbage
yes.
Patch Dogs, same thing.
Yes.
They're crazy about Pokemon. So they both would be a Pokemon too.
Whatever happened to like a sticker book collection? I don't know if those
Oh,
even exist
yeah.
anymore.
Like the Frank, just something Frank. They're like puffy
Yeah, you remember
stickers.
the puffy one, or they had the scratch and sniffs.
Yes. Yeah. I
Yeah,
love a good stick.
now things are just more expensive, or like you said, the Pokemon cards, and yeah,
Oh yeah, it's
that's
crazy.
always something. But this has been so much fun.
Oh, this was so fun. Thank you for
Yeah.
having me. I loved
Well,
it. The rapid
yeah.
fire was super fun too.
Well, those are fun because you just don't know what's coming, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, we keep them
One
pretty
day,
PG, but
yes, yes. It'd be fun if you were interviewed on those things too one day. I'd
yeah,
love to hear
yeah.
all your answers.
Yeah, that would be interesting because, like I said, I'll think about it as I'm asking them, but I'm like,
Right.
oh, I would have to think about that. But if I had to hurry up and answer it because I knew, I'm like, ooh.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun, and it's a nice little outlet to get to know you a little bit more. So yeah, I
Well,
loved
I'm
it.
so happy to be on it. The name of your podcast is especially meaningful. Like She Decides is like the whole concept of surrogacy and like the woman it's her bodily autonomy, even though she's agreeing to
Yes,
do something. It's still like a woman's choice at the end of the day. So
yes,
I
and
think
I
it's a
just
great name.
thank you. Yeah, I really, it was fitting and empowering and on so many levels. And yeah, I thought the same thing. I'm like, my goodness, for my, what we do professionally, it's so
Yeah.
fitting. But then in the
Yeah.
world, it's so fitting. And for whatever anybody wants to do in their career or have children, not
Yeah.
have children, whatever it is they want to do, I think at the end of the day
I'm
that,
all about that she should decide. Like everyone should
yes,
decide what they need to do. It's best for them. So I think it's awesome.
absolutely. Absolutely. With no regrets, right?
Yep.
And no
No
apologies.
FOMO. Yes.
That's right. That's right. But this has been so much fun. Thank you so much,
Thank you. I really
Marla.
appreciate
I
it.
love working with you. Our team adores you. You do amazing work, and it's just been a
Thank you.
pleasure to get to know you, even on
That's
this
so nice.
level too.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. It's so great working with you and being here today. Thank you.
Thank you so much.